Video one. Stop.
Good morning.
If you want joke, maybe fuck. This
That's not a problem.
My people is
It's good.
it's good. It's good. Так, let's start.
I'm Alessandro, nice to meet you. I'm the Pasha instructor and Elena instructor for this week.
Lena
is on the beach, yeah. We are strong, we are man. This is a strong man. He wanna use every time the big kites and he flies so much times.
See, he's joking. I'm only drinking
But
water.
only without ball. But it was okay, it was really nice.
Всем привет, это Александро, он меня тренировал 2 недели, 2 weeks, каждый день, постоянно мне помогал. Александро очень интересная профессия, он путешествует по всему миру и тренирует людей. И я имею вопросы к нему, задам к нему вопросы, и он ответит, я думаю, это будет вам интересно. Александро, what's you old?
I'm 28 years old. I started my to kite surfing when I was 18, and now I'm an instructor since 2013, so 5 years instructor. And I like to travel the world because this job reminds you to travel the world, go every time warm places like this. Like we are in Dominican Republic now. It's so warm. It's really nice. We have short t-shirt. We have to use rush gas sometimes because the sun is so hot. Also for the white person like Pasha.
Okay. What is your home country?
My home country, I come from Italy, from Sardinia. Sardinia is a wonderful place. It's an island on the middle of the Tyrrhenian Sea, on the Mediterranean. And it's a wonderful island because it's all of nature, full of nature, so wild, because we are in this island only 1.5 million person, and you can go kite surfing in wonderful places. Like where I live in the East Coast, and we have all of the things around 10 kilometers we can do. Kite surfing, climbing, biking, everything. It's like a Luna Park for the people. And we enjoy and we have fun every time. But sometimes we have to leave because it's a little bit cold on the winter. It's not enough snow to do snowboarding. So we left that and we go on warm places to do kite surfing and enjoy the life.
Why you select sea surfing, kite surfing, wind surfing? Why you take this? Why?
That's a good question.
This is 10 years ago.
Yeah, I started kite surfing 10 years ago, but I started to be on the water before to born. So my mom, we live in a little town close to the sea, 500 meters from the sea, so close. And my mom took me every day when I was in this, in here.
He was born in the sea.
I born on the sea. That's why I cannot stay without sea. So I have to go almost every day on the sea and swimming, just kiting and have fun surfing. I do also surfing. It's so nice.
Okay.
It's my life.
Okay.
See, it's my life.
Okay. In which country you be? In which country you be?
In Italy.
In the world. In the world.
In the world.
What country you see?
So, I see European countries. I was in Fuerteventura and all of the Canarians. I was in Egypt, in north of Africa, and also in Africa. I love this place. I was in Madagascar for more than half a year, and it was a great experience because also over there it's so wild. The people are so fun, so good, and you don't feel the difference from the normal people, so the people from there and the tourists. There is a mix. It's really nice, like in Sardinia and like here too, because the people here are so fun. They have every time they smile. Also, it's not only water, it's not only an element, it's also a lifestyle. When you live with the people, when you know other cultures, and you can learn something from other cultures, and that's when those cultures are so happy. You can add a lot of things for your life. It's a lifestyle. Every time stay happy. And also it's my first time on Caribbean Sea, and I really like this place. It's so nice with palm trees and good people, sunny, sometimes raining, but it's every time a
Two
nice
for
place.
us, please.
So
Like this.
also for that.
Okay. In Punta Cana, you one.
Yeah, no problem. No
In
problem.
Punta Cana, you have first season.
Yeah, it's my first season in Punta Cana.
Ah, my first too. Okay.
We are in two now.
Окей, окей. Александра чем хорош? Тем, что он очень заботливо относится. I'm talk him about your safety and your strong and little step and step training for me. This is
Yeah, that's so much important to do. Little step, because step by step, like on the life, you cannot. Maybe we want happiness, but to earn happiness, to go on the happiness, to have that, we have to do step by step. Because we can do every time happy with little steps, and then we will find the happiness.
Okay.
It's like for the fun.
Okay.
We have to be safety every time in a safe situation to have fun.
I make the movie when Alessandra see us jumping, extreme patterns, fast riding and else, and you have a trauma because you extreme. This is stop. Kite surfing. What is the right? Kite surfing or kiteboarding?
So we have two kinds of riding. So maybe three kinds of riding. It depends also by the board that we use. We have freestyle riding or free riding. We use the normal board with the straps. And also we have wake style. It's like wakeboarding riding when we use the boots on the board, and then we can do unhook tricks. What means we have an harness and we unhooked the kite. We go unhook the kite, so we let go the chicken loop, the name is chicken loop from the hook here, and we do some tricks unhooked, like transition, rotation, and something like that. And also, my favorite one is surfboarding. So use strapless board like a surfboard, and go on the big waves and ride the big waves with little kite.
Okay.
That's a little bit harder.
Okay, you have a harder time, have a time, maybe big problem. Talk about this.
Yeah, normal. Yeah,
Interesting,
also.
have interesting moment.
Yeah, I got a good time when I changed my first kite, because the old kite was so bad, so extreme without safety, so it was really hard and really extreme. Now kite surfing is it's more safer than playing football. Oh, thank you. For the kite. And that's changed all of the kite surfer life, not only mine. And also when I tried it the first time, the strapless board was love for me, because it's really sensitive with the ball, with the sea, and you're most because kite is also with the wind, so it works with the wind, but less with the sea sometimes, because you can go on the snow, you can go on the land. It's a wind sport for basic. But with the surfboard you have a real contact, a good contact with the sea, so you can enjoy better the sea too. It's a nice combination for this lifestyle.
What the highest waves you ride?
So
And where did it?
it's hard to say, because maybe I rode 5 meters wave, but maybe I followed in little waves, so I don't know. It's hard to say. So the biggest wave was around 4.5, 5 meters, but I prefer to enjoy the little ones like 2.5 meters, because you can move on the wave, you can ride really the wave. It's not like only go down from the leaf. It's just playing with the wave and go around like a dolphin, like a sea animal, like a shark too. It's every time fun.
You see the shark closer.
I didn't see sharks closer kiteboarding. I saw that diving.
Not diving. It's
It's
this
another thing.
another.
But I think I rode sometimes close to the sharks. I didn't see that because they normally here in the Dominican Republic they stay so far away and in dirty water, so you cannot see on dirty water the sharks. Also, if they are 1 meter to you.
Okay.
But you cannot see.
I see too. Big waves and dirty water, closer sea distance.
Yeah.
In which country you recommended to learn because for beginner good wind, you know,
So
not extreme.
yeah, not extreme for beginner.
For beginner.
So we have a lot of places when the wind is steady, it's constant, with shallow water, flat water, so the easy conditions are that. It's hard to say one country. Better is to say little places, little spots. The most famous on the world is Brazil, in Jericoacoara. And that's the most famous with flat water, steady wind, sometimes strong wind, and but it's so safe because you're on the lagoon with flat water, and there are a lot experienced instructors, so you have a safe way to teach and learn kiteboarding. Also in Sardinia or in Italy too, we have nice places with shallow water, with so much space on the beach, because that's so much important. Also, when we fly the kite on the beach, we need space, and then we have shallow water till 150, 200 meters from the shore, and flat water, nice view, fish, everything. It's a lot of fun too. I think other places are good, but it's so hard to find steady wind. Normally the wind, when it's strong, it's so gusty, so it's not constant. That's a little bit harder to learn kiteboarding. So I think on the world we can find so much places. We can learn kite surfing everywhere when there is wind, but the perfect places are so little, so less,
Okay.
not too much.
Okay. What do you think about Russians or Russia? What do you think about?
I think
What do you know? What do you know?
I know about Russian. They are so good people because they try to enjoy every time, at the contrary what the people say. Because normally we know Russian drinking vodka, that's there. Like the Italian with spaghetti and mafia, that's the same comparison. But it's not like that, because I had a lot of fun with Elena, with Pavel, and also I have so much Russian friends. The only thing I cannot speak Russian because that's so difficult for me.
I learned here little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion.
Mosh. Yeah.
Motion.
Mosh.
Motion.
Mosh.
Sorry.
Sila.
Sila.
I have. I want to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Because I am very not stability. I am angry. Angry man. When you learn me, you stable me. Relax. Don't worry.
Without
don't worry.
relax. Yeah.
This is very important for me because another learn is very difficult for me because I am very angry.
You want strong, you want the power on your hand.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so nice. Also for me, sometimes it's not so easy. But when I can have fun with you, we have fun together, it's not so much important to learn angry. It's important to learn having fun. Because if you have fun, you can relax. The funniest way, it's the better way to learn something. Because every time in your head stay good. It's a good thing. Also, if you go with the worst way, maybe you forgot at all. Like Helena, you remember the first day of Lena?
Yes,
Was
this
a little
was a
it was
beauty day.
Just the worst day, maybe. Oh, because Lena call every time the wind. Because you have to know every time when Lena start a lesson, the wind coming, and when she finish the lesson, maybe the wind drop.
Окей. Под видео я поставлю линк аккаунт Facebook Алессандро.
Alessandro Coronas.
Okay, I write.
Yeah, okay.
You give
Perfect.
You give me account, right? And when you go to another country, ask ask Alessandro, where are you? I coming. maybe
we can find.
you meeting and Alessandro try to learn you kite rider.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
This is for для моих людей, для моих подписчиков. Мне очень приятно было с Александром сотрудничать, работать. И всем привет, спасибо.
Спасибо. Пока.